Kilimanjaro is definitely a unique mountain. For one, it's not in a mountain range. I mean, we're talking like a giant volcano in the middle of Africa. So getting to it is always a unique experience. It's not like you can hop on a flight to Kenya, you know, from Charlotte or Anchorage or anything like that. It's a long journey. And then once you get to Africa, then you have to remember that you're in a different country. So, you know, like some people will speak English, but some people may not speak English. Your cell phones don't work there. So you got to be prepared for all that stuff. So, you know, flying over there, getting off the plane, you know, you get off this big old jumbo jet and there's no like walkway. You take the steps down onto the airstrip and then you walk into the airport. You never know if your bags made it or not. But we did get our bags, and then we headed to Moshi, to our little hotel. So we're here in Kilimanjaro at the Heart Beast Hotel, and if you notice, we're in a hotel room, and this is Mark and John's hotel room, and there's flowers around here, and they're celebrating their honeymoon. I had actually wrote a message to see if we could get upgraded and saying they were newlyweds. It was one of those kind of do it and then think about it later, but they got free roses out of it, so you can't beat that.
I just went off of what, you know, Tommy and John passed off to me. They're like, some guy's gonna pick you up at the airport at 2 a.m. He's gonna have your name and he's gonna drive you to this hostel. So I show up at 2 a.m., pick up my bags. Some guys got my name, they grab my bags, I'm just like, wait, you know, and then I have to follow them, and it's one of those like chaotic situations that happen, you know, overseas sometimes. So I get in this minivan, van type thing, and, you know, I'm cruising, there's bug sounds everywhere, there's jungle sounds everywhere, and it's about a half-hour drive or so. As we're cruising down the road, we just hit like a wall of people. And they're all running and they're all in uniform, and there's probably a couple hundred of them. And, you know, we just keep driving alongside of them and slowing down, and they're singing songs and while they're running, and it just kind of blew my mind because, you know, hundreds turned into hundreds more. I get there and the guy's lost for one. He's cruising around different roads and it's dark and it's late, and there's a couple stragglers around here and there. There's gates to open up, you know, with armed guards and stuff. And so I think I'm at the right place. They grab my stuff, bring it in. I check in. I slept, and it had the bug net around the beds, and, you know, there's nothing crazy and nice about this place, which is, I think, what we all kind of enjoyed about a lot of the places we stayed in Africa and the different places, you know, around the world, just because we weren't looking for glamorous. That's not what this was about. It was more or less just, we wanted some culture and we wanted something cool.
Next morning, woke up and walked outside the hotel room, out of the gate and into the street, just so I could kind of take in, you know, where I was, like Moshi in the morning, you know, and it was just awesome. I mean, there were these like little vans, matatus. There'd be, you know, a driver, and then there'd be a guy hanging out the window, like checking to see if anybody wants a ride, and then they'd pull up and that guy would throw open the door, and like the van would barely stop and somebody jump in, and then they slam the door closed and they're off. And there's people, you know, carrying, you know, stuff on their heads, and there's kids, and there's bikes, and there's like the smell of like almost like spice and fruit and humidity and dirt and the burning trash.
So we walked around town a little bit, got cell phone cars just to make our phones work.
Hey, that was Mark. There's John and there's John. We're getting our phones, you notice, they're getting activated.
We're getting our phones activated.
Activated.
But we met a couple of guys, and they gave us the itinerary and just what we were going to do, and it started to become a little bit real at that point. Long story short, we get prepped and ready and pack, unpack. Like, you carry so much stuff out there. Just duplicates of so much stuff, and I don't think we really thought about it that much on this mountain. We just carried it all, but we still cut back quite a bit.
The next day we woke up and we met, the guide service came and picked us up, took care of some business and headed to the mountain and started the climb. And when you get there, you have to like pay for the permit, which is like $700 US, and then all the porters take all of your gear, and then they have to kind of switch some things around because certain porters can carry a certain weight. So the first day was actually quite simple. We started around 5,800 feet and climbed up to 9,400 feet, and it covered about 8 miles total, and we did it in about 3 hours. And what's kind of cool about Kilimanjaro is that you get to go through all these different environments. So we started going through, like, day one was like the jungle, and we hiked all the way through it. And we actually got up to the camp before our guides because we were kind of ahead of them, and we didn't even really know it was a camp. We thought it was for sure because we saw other tents and other groups from different countries and stuff like that, but we didn't really know until we saw the little ranger building where we had to go in and sign in. And then we got there, we signed in, and like right after we signed in, it just started downpouring. And luckily we were in shelter, so we were able to be protected from the rain and whatnot. And we just kind of sat there and waited until our guides came up and the porters came up because they had to set up camp for us. And that's one of the nicest parts about Kilimanjaro, is that you don't have to set up your tents, you don't have to cook your meals. So, while they were setting up all of our stuff, we were kind of just relaxing.